All right, welcome back to the Mike Gallagher Show. Again, I'm your guest host, Carl Jackson, sitting in for the great Mike Gallagher. He will be back with you on Monday. I want to thank Christian in my ear, Tracy out there producing the program, Dan on the boards for helping me out here. Lou's got my back right here at AM 950, theanswerorlando.com. The number to call into the program, 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. And we're talking about how the left is absolutely the reason why the left hates Donald Trump so much, and no matter how much good comes from his presidency, why they're going to continue to throw shade at him is because he is an existential threat. You got to understand this. He is an existential threat to progressivism. That's why they'll continue to back illegal alien criminals. You guys may have heard on the last hour, thank you, Tracy, where, there's more damning evidence against this guy, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, where his wife was in court. They've got audio. He beat her. It wasn't like it happened, here and there. It sounds like it happened a lot, quite frankly. USA Today has now obtained an audio, hat tip Bill Mallusion from X, thank you, Tracy. USA Today has now obtained an audio recording of Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife in court in 2020 when she was seeking a protective order. She says he repeatedly hit her. She has video evidence of her injuries, and when she called out to a neighbor for help, he grabbed her hair. Yeah, that's one of the Democrats' favorite constituents there. And they'll continue to fight for him and people like him because they need their votes, or they need that new victim class. They've got a lot of illegals that they brought into this country. I believe it's closer to 20 million. I don't know, but I believe it's closer to 20 million that they brought into this country, and they are depending on those votes. That's why states like California don't want voter ID. If they had voter ID in California, Republicans, I think, would fare much better. They don't want that. They can't have that. Let me just mention this quickly because obviously it's big news. But I'm one of these guys. I believe a lot of the news are just symptoms of a greater issue, and they kind of. They're just symptoms of a greater issue. Even the story with Mike Waltz. Now, the story with Mike Waltz, obviously you guys have heard the news. But the story with Mike Waltz is, the Signal chat scandal that broke. He was the NSA director as of yesterday, but now he no longer is. I want to play a video for you. This is video clip number 3, Christian. VP Vance tells Bret Baier Mike Waltz did his job. It was time for him to move on. I'm going to dive into this just briefly. I don't want to stick here, to be honest with you, because I want to show you that I think this is just Trump learning to navigate through the swamp better than the first go-round. Cut number 3, por favor, Christian.
Was it a direct result of the Signal chat? You were on that chat, and we saw the fallout from it. Is this a result of that?
No, it's not, Brett. Look, what we came into the administration, and of course the president in his first term had some serious issues with the National Security Council. He said, Mike, you need to go in here, fire, frankly, a lot of people who aren't loyal to my agenda, who we think aren't even loyal to the American people, bring in the right collection of people to actually make the National Security Council function. And Mike has done that. And now it's time for Mike to do something else because he's done the job that I think he was asked to do. If the president wanted to fire him over the Signal thing, which, by the way, was a total nothing burger of a story, he would have just done it. But he actually decided it's better for Mike to be in this new role. He's given Mike the new role. That's it.
Okay, so I think this is Trump navigating through the swamp better than the first go-round. And honestly, these aren't my original thoughts. I was watching a black gentleman. He does movies for the Daily Wire. Forgive me, I forget his name, but he was on Trace Gallagher's show, Fox News, late last night. And he said something that just made total sense to me, so I want to make sure that I give him credit for it. But this is a great way for Trump to get the media kind of off of his back and refocus on some of his agenda, put them back in traps, while at the same time allowing Mike Waltz to go through the fire and anyone surrounding him or around him that may have been compromised. And then you allow Mike Waltz, because he is a guy. I believe he's a good guy. He's more moderate than people think, but he is a good guy. I think he is. I thought he was a good congressman. And I thought he was a good NSA director, but that signal chat was an issue. All right, so you deal with that. You bring in now Marco Rubio has a dual role of as the Secretary of State, also as the NSA director. That's the first time since Henry Kissinger, under Nixon. And then you put Mike Waltz through the fire. Make sure he answers all of the questions. Make sure that he definitely can be trusted. And I believe that Trump does trust him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have given him another shot. But he wants to make sure. And I think that's brilliant. I just think that's brilliant. So that wasn't my own idea, but I thought it was brilliant. And sometimes people have a better take than I do. And if they do and I hear it, I'm going to steal it. All right. And I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you about it. And that's exactly what I've done. All right. And I see the callers out there. 800-655-MIKE. Karen, you'll be next. 800-655-MIKE. 800-655-6453. We're talking about Trump dismantling progressivism. This is another story. This happened last night. I missed this. So Trump defunds NPR. We already know what he's done to Harvard. Now Trump has defunded NPR and PBS. He says no media outlet has a constitutional right to taxpayer subsidies. And I know there's a lot of people out there whining, hey, listen, all this stuff that he's doing, this is Congress's job. Okay, Congress can take it back, but they haven't. All right? So if Congress wants the role of deciding where monies go, then take your role back. But I love this. I don't think we should be paying for NPR and PBS. That's total nonsense. They should survive or have to survive just like Salem Radio has to survive, just like Salem Media has to survive, based upon audience, based upon ad dollars. That's how it works. We don't need NPR, another brainwashing, and PBS brainwashing outlets to indoctrinate the masses. They're ran by a bunch of left-wing radicals. Remember I think she was the a CEO president of I don't know if it was NPR or PBS. Either way, 100% of the board that existed were all Democrats. All Democrats? Are you kidding me? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even think about it in that way. Yeah, right. They know exactly what they're doing. So this is what Trump is up against. Let me just go through a couple more things, if I could find them right here in my formerly fingerprinted fingertips. Sometimes I throw papers around, and they'll move around the studio as quick as words come out of my mouth. So forgive me for that. But I just real quick, I'm going to go back to Cloward and Piven, because there is a strategy to destroy America. And what Trump is doing, this is a counter-revolution against progressivism, making America great again. You heard what he said to the graduates at the University of Alabama. I don't want you to just build a great resume or a strong resume. I want you to build a strong America. I love that. Man, that is such a good line. Wish I had thought of it. But it's so good. It's so good. We talked about healthcare, poverty, debt, gun control, welfare. The left has to take control of every aspect of their voters' lives. That includes food, housing, which I'll get to momentarily, because there's something I haven't heard people talking about, and this is the left, how they're trying to destroy the housing market. It's crazy. These guys, listen, never underestimate the left. Caller that called in earlier, I believe her name was Jennifer. We got to show up at every election, every midterm election, every special election, local, national, state. We got to show up. All right, I'll wrap up this Cloward Piven on the other side. Carl Jackson in for Mike Gallagher. I'll get some of your calls in as well. We'll be back in a few.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.